Yo, what's up everyone? Welcome back to Lightning Gaming. So guys, there has been a question that I've been getting a lot from you guys, and the question is pretty simple. What is the best settings to have on an archer thrall when you have it following you around in the open world? Now the problem with the archer thralls is if you have an archer thrall following you around, he might stay back and shoot a few arrows, but eventually if there is a few enemies attacking you at the same time, they will corner him and there's no way to fight back for your archer thrall. Now of course you can go and give the archer thrall a melee weapon as well, but the problem is if you give your thrall or your archer thrall a melee weapon, you will actually put down the bow and arrow and just go and try and attack the enemy with the melee weapon. So that is also something that doesn't work. Now I've been doing a lot of experiments and testing with this, and I finally figured out a way where your archer thrall can have a melee weapon without just rushing into the enemy every time. So in this video I'm gonna show you exactly how to do that. But now first off, let me show you the problem real quick. So over here I have two thralls. Like you can see, the one is a Sumerian Berserker, which will be my fighter thrall. I did give him a momentum, but it doesn't matter which melee weapon you give him. And next to him we have Tournament the Dragoon, which will of course be my archer thrall, and I did give him the Reach of the Red Mother bow with hollow bone arrows. Now if you do have two thralls following you at the same time, and you are fighting only one enemy at a time, like let's say for example any type of boss in Conan Exiles, most of the times the archer thrall will actually stand back and get out of the way when the enemy gets close. But the problem is when it comes to fighting more than one enemy at a time. So just to show you exactly what I'm talking about, so now I have the bow and arrows on my one thrall and a melee weapon on the other one. I am just gonna let them go and attack this 3-skull scorpion over here just to show you what's gonna happen. So I'm just gonna run up to it. I'm gonna tell them to attack it real quick. Okay, there we go. They should go and aggro on the scorpion now. Okay, so the fighter thrall is gonna run. He's gonna try and attack the scorpion. Like you can see, the archer thrall is standing back, so it is working 100% if you are fighting one enemy at a time. You don't need to change any type of setting on the archer thrall. But now the problem we are stuck with is if there is more than one enemy, let's say there's maybe 3 more enemies, and some of them go and aggro on your archer thrall, they will basically pin him down and there will be no way for your archer thrall to fight back. Now another thing to counter that I have tried that doesn't work is if you go and you give your archer thrall an agility weapon as well. So I'm just gonna give him the Musashi's Black Blade. It doesn't matter which agility weapon you give him. But the big problem when you do this is instead of standing back and shooting with the bow and arrow and only using the agility weapon when enemies come close, your archer thrall will now actually rush in and try and attack the scorpion, instead of just standing back using the bow and arrow and only using the agility weapon when the enemy comes close. So like you can see there, my archer thrall is shooting 1, maybe 2 arrows. But eventually he's just gonna switch to the agility weapon. It should do it, there we go. And he's gonna start attacking the enemy. Now guys, if this happens, your archer thrall is gonna keep attacking the enemy until the enemy dies or the archer thrall dies. So there's no chance that he's gonna step back and use the bow and arrow again. But now I'm gonna show you the best settings that I found that works 100%. And I'm pretty sure a lot of players doesn't even know you can do this. Now this will allow your thrall to stand back, your archer thrall, and only use the agility melee weapon when an enemy comes close and not rush in at all. Now to do this is actually very simple, it's just not a lot of players knows about it. So if I go into the archer's infantry over here, you will see that over here we have settings, and under his combat tactics you want to change it to withdraw, and then also you will see right on top of the combat tactics there's that little box which say irritate enemies. You want to make sure that this box is unchecked, and basically what this is gonna do is even though your archer thrall does have a melee weapon, it is not gonna rush in and try and attack the enemy. It's gonna stay back and just keep shooting bow and arrows. Now of course some of you guys might wonder what is gonna happen if there's a bunch of enemies attacking you. And some of them pin your archer fall down if you will actually use the agility weapon or just keep trying to run away. So I am gonna show you exactly what this is gonna do. But for now, like you can see guys, every time the enemy comes close to my archer fall, he's gonna step back and he's gonna shoot the enemy from the distance, which is exactly what we want. Now remember, if you didn't put a combat tactic on withdraw and the enemy gets close to your archer is just gonna grab the melee weapon and start attacking and never stop until either the archer fall or the enemy dies. But now I want to go and show you what's gonna happen if you are fighting multiple enemies and some of the enemies actually get close to your archer. Alright, so to do this, I'm basically just gonna use the archer fall. I'm not gonna be using another thrall this time. And like you can see, I have the settings on withdraw and I also uncheck the irritate enemy perk. So now I'm just gonna echo him to this wolf real quick. Like you can see, my archer fall will keep trying to go backwards, get out of the way. But if he does get cornered like this, he will grab his melee weapon and he's gonna go and attack the enemies with the melee weapon. And then after he made some distance between him and the enemies, the archer fall is gonna grab his bow and arrows again. So yeah, this is the best settings you can have on the archer fall. But that's about it for this video. Let me know what you think about this, but I can promise you this does work 100%. But that's about it for this one. Thank you everyone for watching. Until next time guys, cheers, see ya.